Fat Dag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, Fat Dag.
I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. That's right. Hey, if you did not listen to episode 210 yesterday, hit stop right now. Well, wait, listen to this and then hit stop after. But you need to go back and listen to episode 210. And not just episode 210, it's in the app. Go to your app store if you don't already have it. Go to your Apple store, search for Wise Advice with Fat Dag. Download the app. Listen to the bonus episode of 210. After the show, I go on a rant that really just tells you why we do this. And I just want you to hear that. I get a lot of great positive reviews from that episode. So I wanted to just highlight that if you didn't see it, you can watch the video inside the app. It's the bonus video of episode 210. But here we are. Welcome to episode 211. Always good to be here. Thanks for hanging out with us live here on Facebook, live on Instagram, and of course, live on YouTube as well. Always fun when we release the show, when I let you guys know that we're going to do the show. Many of you join in on the show, so it's kind of fun. I'm reading your email and I'm talking to you live, and you get to watch it recording. Every once in a while, I can see your comments come back and forth. It's a whole bunch of fun. You know, the community just continues to grow. Join us on Facebook. Go to wisewingman.com. You can join the Facebook group. It's a closed group. A lot of great folks in there. A lot of amazing inspiration. All we're trying to do is just continue to get this done. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being a wingman. Thanks for walking this journey with me as well. The first email comes out of Pennsylvania from Kim, and it says, hey, Mike. Hey, I've listened to every one of your podcast episodes, and I've just recently started back at episode 1 to listen through them again. I find them very helpful and inspiring. This morning, I was listening to episode 46, Set Yourself Up for Future Success. I'm curious, how does episode 46 fit in with your current stage in this journey? I see your current weight posted on Facebook at 203.69 pounds. Has your goal weight changed? Is it complacency? Added muscle? Are you still in your healthy BMI range? Do you still fit in your medium t-shirts and your expensive 31-inch jeans? Are you struggling like some of the rest of us? Hey, I'm not judging by any means. I'm just curious. I started back to Weight Watchers on January 20th, 2017 at my highest weight ever at 192 pounds. I vowed to never reach 200 pounds. This was my 4th or 5th time on Weight Watchers. I had actually reached goal in a lifetime several years ago. Then I gained it all back, plus some. As of today, I'm down 46 pounds in my healthy BMI range and back at lifetime. I'm not at goal yet, though, because like you always say, we will know when we're done losing weight. This time is different. I can feel it. I'm in this journey for life this time, and you played a huge part in it. Thank you for your service to our country and to all of the Weight Watcher community. I wish you good focus, Kim. Kim, very cool. Congratulations on getting back to goal or lifetime. 46 pounds. Great work. Way to get back into a healthy BMI range, exactly where you wanted to be. Continue to focus on your part of the journey that brings you the success that you're looking for. Super duper proud of you. 4th or 5th time, doesn't matter. What matters is that you've kind of got it figured out. You're down 46 pounds. Celebrate that fact and really just kind of take a moment to take it in. It's like, hey, you did this. Yeah, congratulations. You are back at Lifetime. You've always been Lifetime, kind of a little bit of a pet peeve. When you hit Lifetime, you are always Lifetime, regardless of your weight and your program. Lifetime is Lifetime. There's Lifetime at goal, Lifetime not at goal based on the program requirements. So I want to share that with you and just say, again, congratulations for that amazing accomplishment. Now, certainly I'll address the opening part of your email, right? And so, yeah, I'm wearing a medium shirt right now, 31-inch jeans. I've got them on right now. My belt is cut to a 32-inch size belt, and I'm wearing that at the moment right now too. So yes, in that realm, that is so true. I have some very nice 31-inch jeans that, probably don't button exactly perfect. They're maybe a little snug, and I'm trying to figure out this stage in my journey as well. So episode 46 talks about setting yourself up for future success. And, there are things that I said a year and a half ago that I've had to, that applied to the journey at the time that I said them. And so since then, I've hit strength training goals every single week for an entire year. I've been at the gym working on my strength training. Since then, my exercise has been pretty routine. Since then, I've learned a few things about myself that I didn't quite know when I recorded episode 46. And so, is the 203, and I think it was actually 207 this morning. I weigh myself every single morning. That's part of my accountability piece, or most mornings, I should say. And I do that for my own benefit. I share that with the community. I share that to prove to you that it truly is only just data. And so there are times when, I am more concerned about that number going public for your benefit than it is for my benefit. I'm completely comfortable with the number exactly where it is. But I do know that based on some of the comments that I get when I hop on the scale, some of you aren't comfortable with seeing the number fluctuate the way that it does. I can assure you that I'm completely comfortable with it. I assure you that, sure, there is an opportunity for it to continue to go down. There is that possibility. I hit goal at 178 pounds. Sure, at 207 this morning, it's a different number. With a strength training regimen that I've been doing for the entire year, I'm positive much of that is muscle. I'm also positive much of that is pizza. And so what I've done in my life is I've figured out a way to live a healthy, happy, balanced life. And so when I hit my goal, I was at the point in my journey where the only thing that mattered in my life was losing weight. That was the only thing I was focused on. I was ignoring other things in my life so that I could strictly lose weight. That was the focus. I gave all of my energy to doing that. At that moment, when I recorded episode 46, that's where my head was, as I had, and more than anything, I wanted to get to that point in the journey. And I'm very proud of everything that I've done to have done that. I learned so much of that in my life, and there's so much about me during that stage where I figured out a couple things. I really learned how to re-eat. So if you look in my pantry right now, a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, you would have found tons of junk food. You would have found at least 4 or 5 bags of potato chips. You would have found so much crud in this house, which now doesn't exist in this house. If you were to look back, and so a weekly staple, I put it on Connect this morning, was, Buffalo Wild Wings was at least once or twice a week, and a couple times once or twice a day. And so that's completely gone. I was 12 sodas a day. That's completely gone. I'm now, I'm running consistently. At any moment, I can go out and run a 5K today and be completely content with that. So to me, I'm still mentally very, very happy, regardless of what the scale says. And so that's where I continue to put my focus. That's where I continue to say, no, I'm not stuck in complacency. No, my goal weight hasn't changed in that sense. And so to hit the goal weight, sure, it's got to be down to 178. I'm not going there. I'm really just working on me. And so what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to live a very happy, healthy life. The healthy life for me means that I enjoy time with my family. That it means when I go to an event, I'm not, I do a couple of events and fundraisers, and my title sponsor is Budweiser. My second sponsor is Fuzzy's Vodka. I'm going to an event in 2 days where it's a Budweiser versus Jim Beam kickball tournament. I'll put pictures online. You can watch that. But you get to the point where I am enjoying a social aspect of life, balancing that off with a food choice in life, balancing that off with managing my family priorities, and balancing that off with my fitness. That entire balance keeps me incredibly focused, incredibly happy. And so there are days when my food plan is perfect and maybe something else isn't. There are days when the other piece is and maybe the food plan isn't. Now, one of the things you'll know if you've followed me is that I don't use the term struggle. And your question, are you struggling like some of the rest of us? No, I'm not. Absolutely not. There is no part of my journey that I define as a struggle. The reason I don't define it as a struggle is because I understand by the way that I live my life and the way that I learned this program, I learned a lot about the journey. And so I'm confident that if I wanted to put a 1,000% focus back into that realm, I could be back to that sense where the only thing that mattered was the actual scale. More to my life matters than that. I'm very content with everything that I am. It's not complacency. I'm very much finding where I'm happy. I found the sweet spot. I found the point in my journey where I can go out socially, I can hang out with my family, I can enjoy dinner, I can work out, and all of that balances beautifully and gives me an amazing sense of release and relief that I finally can say, I did this. So I've never been one to simply say I'm trying to satisfy a plan requirement. I'm very, very, very appreciative, very, very, very thankful of the way that I worked the plan back then, because that is the only way that I got to where I am today is because I put in the focus, discipline, and I learned what I needed to do to get there. So certainly thank you for asking the question. I think it's a cool question, and I think it did need to be explained because, like I said, I know when I hop on the scale, for those of you who are just now catching up to earlier episodes, it probably does go, ooh, I wonder what's going on. And again, it goes back to, it's impossible for you to tell, or for me to tell you every single thing about my journey. So the other thing that I noticed is, again, I've been in my strength training routine for almost 2 years now, actually probably a little more than that. I go, consistently. I haven't missed, I don't think I missed maybe 1 or 2 sessions, if that. But I'm not a gym head. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not a muscle guy where I want to spend 18 hours a day in the gym. It's just not part of who my makeup is. And so I work out regularly. I run consistently. But when I was losing the weight, that was the only thing I would do, was running, 7-8 miles a day just because I could. Now I've worked on some more attendance goals and trying some speed goals. But it all comes back to me is finding the balance. And so like I said, the shirt I'm wearing right now is a medium shirt. The pants I'm wearing, 31-inch jeans. And I have a pair upstairs that if I put on, you'd laugh at me. But I'm okay with that. And, I know, I can tell by my muscle strength that again, some of that is probably simply that I lost a ton of muscle in my weight loss journey. I was so focused on eating lean or eating properly that I know I lost muscle mass along the way, and I'm now rebuilding that and getting it done. So anyway, thank you so much for the email. Hope that explains it. If not, certainly write in and let me know if I missed a piece of it. Scanning around, I think I hit it all as well. So if not, like I said, let me know. Cool. Barbara writes in email number 2 and says, hey, Weight Watchers is brilliant. Asking us to determine our why has taken the program to a whole new level. About 2 years ago, I started to let myself go, just eating anything that I wanted and not exercising. No real reason. Then my mom found out she had breast cancer. She already had lupus and a pacemaker, so that threw me into a tailspin. Eating with all abandonment, like wondering what I was having for dinner at breakfast. No motivation to move. My weight kept going up while the list of clothes I could wear went down. I hated going to work and seeing people, social events, and they were rarely accepted. You know the drill. Even though I was embarrassed to go back to Weight Watchers, I knew my group and my wonderful leader, Tanya, would welcome me back. Of course, I wanted to lose a few pounds before I attended a meeting, kind of like cleaning the house, before the housekeeper arrives. Nonetheless, I started back in October 2017, and I went on to lose over 25 pounds and feeling more like myself. Seems like I forgot what being in shape felt like. In March, I found out I was losing my job. It was a blessing in disguise because it allowed me to spend the month of March with my mom and family until she passed in April. While sitting in her hospice room, I was listening to you read a letter from someone who was visiting her mom in hospice. You told her that sometimes you have to put the program on hold. So that's what I did. When I returned home, I had an interview right away, and I recall thinking that while I was internally sad and faking interest in what my interviewer was saying, it was a relief that I had lost the weight and I could go to this interview feeling confident. So here is my why. Knowing I can wear anything in my closet and look great. Knowing I can have a spur-of-the-moment interview and not feel self-conscious about myself. Not giving it a second thought that I have a company meeting to attend and I'm meeting new people. Knowing I can have spontaneous plans that won't stress me out about what to wear or how I will feel seeing old friends and meeting new ones because I like the way I look and what I feel my personality and confidence looks like. There is no food that can replace me feeling like my old self again. I'm happy to get up and live my day. The podcasts have helped me a great deal to stay focused and understanding that I have to manage each day what I eat and what I don't to stay in goal. Yes, being healthy is also part of my why. Isn't it strange that sometimes it isn't enough to motivate us? Well, P.S. I did get the job, and I know my mom is proud of me. Thanks for all you do, Fat Dag. Barbara in Atlanta, and said I had the pleasure of meeting you in December at your Plainfield location. Barbara, thank you so much for writing in. And first and foremost, my condolences go out to you and to your entire family on the passing of your mom. Sitting there in the hospice room, it's interesting as you were listening to the podcast that at that time I was reading a letter, for someone in that very similar scenario. So glad I was able to be there with you through some of that, at least, through the podcast world, but I want to let you know now that truly my heart breaks for you, and so I sorry for your loss. And how cool is it that you've now recognized that your mom is proud of you for getting the job shortly thereafter, and all of this comes back to you being at your absolute best. That you understanding what's important in life and being 25 pounds down just absolutely puts you back into the best shape of your life. That's what it's all about. And when you started your email by saying Weight Watchers is brilliant, asking us to determine our why, it really has taken the program to the next level. And so I'm so confident in that term that I tell everyone I see, you got to write down your why. We may have rambled about this last night on episode 210, but what you have to do, you have to understand more than anything why it is you're doing this. If you know why you're doing anything, then it becomes very easy to say no to things that don't align with that goal. And so it's absolutely brilliant for anyone to focus on why are you doing this, and then build a plan around that to get it done. Keep doing all the amazing things that you've done, having your why written out now, knowing that you can wear anything in your closet, look great, knowing that you can have a spur-of-the-moment interview and not feel self-conscious, not giving it a second thought as to going to meeting new people. It's absolutely the best part of this journey when you get that confidence back and you say, yeah, I got this. And how cool is that when you get to that point? And, being healthy certainly should be part of all of our whys. Being the best version of you is what we're all after. I think a lot of times, one of the things that becomes confusing to us is that, we all know when we start this journey, we know that we want to lose weight. That is a given. So no one needs to tell us that, hey, you should probably lose some weight. We got that. That piece we understand. That's why we started this program in the first place. But very, very rarely do you hear someone say you could actually improve your health. Everyone will tell you can improve the scale number. That's the, hey, your doctor, you can improve your scale number. You can drop some weight. You can drop some weight. But the reality is you actually can start to improve your health. And if you focus on that, it should be enough to motivate you. And so as we continue to shed the excess weight, what I have always said is what I want you to do is I want you to eat healthy. I want you to move more. I want you to be healthy, be happy. If you do all that, the body will end up shedding the excess weight that it doesn't have. And in that framework, it repairs itself and starts rebuilding you as a new, happy, healthier version of yourself. The reason a lot of times that doesn't continue to motivate us is your level of health isn't a go, no-go scenario. And so what I mean by that is you can't wake up, when you start to get out of shape, it's not yesterday I was in the best shape of my life and tomorrow I'm in the worst shape of my life. It almost doesn't happen overnight. It's such a gradual regression or progression, depending which way you're headed. But that happens so gradually that unless you take notes along the way, you may not notice a 1 or 2 or 3 day change. It may take you months to notice a difference. And next thing you know, it's like from day to day to day, nothing has changed. Those small, tiny, tiny little changes add up. And then all of a sudden, months later, you're like, oh, I'll be darned. So that's why I always encourage you to have a pen nearby and write down as much as you can, start checking them off. And when they turn into not being true, that's when it's time to do something about it. So look at your list that you wrote out is that I can wear anything in my closet, look great, knowing I can have spur of the moment interview and not feel self-conscious, not giving it a second thought, knowing that I can have spontaneous plans. When some of those things become not true, that's when you have to reevaluate and say, here's where I'm at. Do I want to continue to make this change? Do I want to continue to improve my life? What is my goal at the moment? So thanks for your email, Barbara. And we'll be in Atlanta. That's my plan, is to hit Atlanta in the 2019 international tour. I'm working the details right now on that. Way more to come. It'll probably be October, November, December timeframe before we get to that point where we've released final details. But there's a good chance Atlanta is on that list, looking for probably a February timeline. So keep an eye on fatdag.com. I'll certainly let that part out. Karen over on Facebook at the moment says, wow, I just got how important having a why is. Duh. Yeah, the why is why is the juice that gets you going. And so just real quick to shout out there, go back, episode 210, the after party on 210 details out how to find your why and use that as your motivator. Amanda writes in and says, hey, Mike, thanks for your encouragement. I have 3 kids under 3 years old, and I just don't get the chance to go to meetings during this season of life. I'm currently online only, but I feel like your podcast helped fill in the gaps. I've been trying to get the last 15 pounds that I gained during my pregnancy, and the scale isn't cooperating. It stands still for weeks at a time, and I just can't seem to get it moving. I track religiously. I exercise as much as I can, which isn't much. During stalls, I find myself aiming for the least possible daily points consumed to try to get faster results. Can this approach affect weight loss one way or the other? I am so frustrated and I don't know what to do. Thanks again from your wing woman, Amanda. Amanda, thanks for being a wingman. The term is gender neutral, but I appreciate the sentiment. I get exactly where you're coming from in that lane. Certainly no disrespect at all when we say wingman. It's just that is the term that I consider to be gender neutral in that sense. But 3 kids under the age of 3, boy, do you have your hands full. Congratulations on that. You are in a season of life that you now have to figure out a little bit of balance. And so that's exactly what you're doing. And so, as you say, you're trying to get the last 15 pounds off that you gained during your pregnancy. The scale isn't cooperating. The scale only is a reflection of the effort you're putting in, both on how well you're eating, how well you're moving, how well you're getting some exercise, where your stress level is at, where your sleep level is at, where the rest of your body is on a scale of healthiness. That's the reflection you're going to get back from the scale. Here's what I want you to do. I understand you're tracking religiously. I get it. You're exercising as much as you can. I get it. You admittedly say which isn't much, and that's fine. You're at that season of life, exactly like you said, that chasing three-year-olds around is certainly probably qualifies and quantifies as a little bit of exercise. As you are working the plan, I want you to understand that. Think about this in just a second. You're following the Weight Watcher plan. You're doing it online only, and so certainly, this is 100% my opinion. So take this for what it's worth and with a grain of salt. But a company such as Weight Watchers, is very focused on wanting us to be the best version of ourselves. They want us to lose weight. Think about that, right? That's the whole reason. If nobody lost weight following the Weight Watchers plan, the company would go out of business. The company continues to stay in business because people are improving their lives and losing weight. Don't you think for a second, if they could find a way to speed this up for us, they would do that so they could bring in more money, more people, change more lives? Of course they would. So the plan that they have developed, the current plan that we're working, is the optimal way to improve your health and to improve your life. As you now continue to find a new way to tweak a plan that has worked, that they're confident at, by you're now consuming the smallest or least amount of points daily, I think you're robbing your body of some nutrients that it takes to continue to heal itself and be healthy. I'm certainly not a fitness expert. I'm certainly not a dietitian. I'm just a guy who understands my journey, and I want to help you figure out yours. I want you to look at your daily intake and your daily points, and I want you to consume what the program is offered to you. I want you to dig into your weeklies if you dig into your weeklies. I want you to use your exercise points if you feel like you need them. What I want you to do is I want you to use the scale as your guide. If you like the results you're getting, keep doing what you're doing. If you don't like the results you're getting, that's time to make a modification. In your case, you're not going to be able to eat less. If you're already hitting the minimum, that's already a danger zone. I don't want you to eat less because you don't like the results. I actually want you to eat more because you don't like the results. If you don't like the results you're getting on the scale, you have to make a change and go after it. So I want you to now think about this in a matter of eliminate the stress, eliminate this you're trying too hard to get something. And what I want you to do is I want you to dig in and eat healthy, eat more protein, dig into healthier foods, hit your daily point target. Aim for the blue dots. We talked about that more than once on this show. Aim for those blue dots. Do that for 3 to 4 weeks. Let me know how it's going. You lose the last 15 pounds the same way you lost the first 15 pounds is you have to just follow the plan. Don't overthink it. Don't try and overwork it. You have to just simply do it. I'm pretty sure most of us in the first couple of weeks, as we're adjusting to a completely new lifestyle, hitting that daily number for a lot of us wasn't difficult. Because we had so many food options that we used to continue to like, and so we had to stop ourselves from going over that daily number. And so if you were doing that early on and you were hitting your daily number consistently, I want you to go back and continue doing that as well. That's where I think you're going to have success. Certainly, the app has some options in there. You can use the online chat in the app to certainly ask someone else and get a second opinion, because that's all this is strictly my opinion. So thank you for writing in. Congratulations on all you got going on with 3 kids under 3, and you're still focused on putting you a priority. That's a huge victory. I think you need to take a moment and understand that part of it. I love the term you use. I just recently came across this online as well. Season of life. Your season of life, generally speaking, derails so many of us because 3 kids under 3 in the household, it would become very easy to put you very last in that pecking order. By you writing in, by you thinking about this, by you continuing to do this, proves to me that you are not last in the pecking order, that you have put you have put yourself first in this, and you're taking care of the entire family with you being an equal priority in the life. And I think that is absolutely fantastic. And that's what I want to celebrate in your emails. So give up the frustration and just do this. You got this. So Amanda, thank you so much for writing in. Next up, Ray writes in and says, "Hey, Fat Dag, I have followed your show since November of 2017. I just wanted to write in and share my story. I've been a Weight Watcher on and off since 2011 when I made it to within 15 pounds of my goal, and then I quit. I think that my reasoning at the time was that I had the tools and I thought that I could do this on my own. It wasn't until this past fall at almost 20 pounds heavier than my original starting weight in 2011 that I really took charge of my health and decided that I needed to make this decision to stick with it because that I knew that it worked. One of my friends joined Weight Watchers with me, a girl who had known me since early grade school and had watched me struggle with my weight loss and who had reason now to join for herself. She hit goal earlier this year, and I am over the moon with excitement for her, but I've grown annoyed with myself because for the past 2 months, I have yo-yoed back between the same 2 pounds. Well, I know I should not complain because I'm down 43 pounds since the start of this program. But I am frustrated. I am working the program. I'm drinking my water. I gave up soda entirely. I've been extremely diligent with tracking. My husband and sons has been with me every week. He's responded to all of my worries and he's talked me down when I wanted to throw in the towel and eat something that would put the week into the negative. I've also shown her support, and please don't think this was a one-sided relationship. But all the people at my Weight Watchers meeting know my name, and they count on me to show up each week, just as I count on them to show up for me. We have such an amazing leader, an amazing group of people, that it's difficult for me not to get emotional about them because I've heard the horror stories about unsupportive groups or groups that someone is unable to resonate with. While I will always accept advice in any capacity, I want to give myself a dose of my own advice and share these few things that I remind myself of when I'm doing this. Number one, you are worth it. You are beautiful. You have fat, but it does not define you. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself of how far you've come. Keep working the program, even when you don't see the success that you want. Focus. Get your own measuring cups again, get out your food scale, and take it back to the basics. Don't be too critical of yourself. Show up to your meeting. If you've gained, you've gained, whether you get on the scale or not, whether you own up to it or not. You never know when you will inspire someone else. Man, I'm so glad I found your show. I look forward to my drive to work and my lunch break walk every day. I appreciate you keeping me accountable. Ray, thank you so much for this amazing email. Your list is absolutely fantastic. The coolest thing about your list is that you took the time to draft it out. You took the time to understand that you are worth it. You are beautiful. It does not define you. The scale does not tell you anything about you. You know, if you simply posted your weight, I wouldn't know anything about you. I wouldn't know all the amazing things that you've done in your life. You're down 43 pounds since the start of this program. You inspired someone else to join. You joined with a friend. You held an accountability partner back and forth. You got to the point where you understand the important part of this journey. The important part of this journey is taking care of you, finding someone that you can lean on, find someone that you can share your journey with, be part of the meeting room so that other people understand that this is possible. 43 pounds is significant. I suspect there is a hint of, the two of you working side by side, watching someone else hit goal, as awesome as that is to watch that happen. It does sometimes make us wonder, what did they do differently than what we did? And I want to caution you from doing that because that's not how it works. And so I want you to live your own lane. I want you to stay in your lane. I want you to continue to be that amazing support partner that you are. But I want you to know that this journey is unique to you. It's impossible for two people to have the exact same journey. You would have to wake up at the exact same time, walk step for step, take breath for breath, eat food for food at the exact moment. That's the only way. And then, of course, you would have had to have started at the exact same place as well. So it's absolutely impossible for two people to have the exact same journey side by side. So you have to ignore the fact that someone else's journey looks different than yours. We celebrate their independence. We're very proud of them. We're very happy for them. And we're equally happy for all the amazing work that we did and you did to get down 43 pounds. frustration is there. And so I see time and time again, people coming in and say, I'm frustrated and I won't quit. I refuse to quit. Bev just says that on Facebook. And so that is the key. But there is a difference between saying I'm frustrated, I refuse to quit, I won't quit, and actually continue doing the things that actually were working for you. Simply showing up is not going to get this done. Simply showing up is a very, very important aspect of this journey. But beyond showing up, you actually have to put in the work on top of it. That is what you're doing. That's what you did by writing this list out to yourself, is that you've taken the next step beyond showing up and you've developed an action plan. Your action plan now is what's going to drive you. And every single day, every single meal, every single opportunity, I want you to ask yourself is am I still worth it? Do I still feel beautiful? Do I feel like giving up? No, I just remind myself how far I've come and just keep working the program. Working the program means something different to you. Working the program means something different to everybody. Working the program is you opening up your app, looking it up, asking yourself, do I want this or do I want to make goal? Find all those things, get rid of the frustration, get rid of the critical, focus on all the amazing things that you've done in your life. That is what's going to carry you forward. That's where the success is. That's why the community here continues to cheer each other on, because we love watching as other people find their way, find their success. And what that does for us is that it's encouraging us to say, okay, more proof that this is actually doable. Boy, how valid is that? And we talked last night or yesterday on episode 210, we talked about in the after show is, how many people a day hit their goal. And so Lee did an amazing job doing the research. I don't have it in front of me, but roughly there's like 3,000 people every single day somewhere in the world who hit their goal weight. Yeah, that's just simply Weight Watcher people. So every single day, roughly 3,000 people. This is raw data from an old news story, but that number is at least close or maybe even higher. But the point is this is not impossible. That's the whole point of it, regardless of what the number is. The point is this is not impossible. What you are trying to do is totally doable. Go do it. Continue to work hard towards your goals, get it done, and let's celebrate. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice Podcast link to send in your celebrations. Send in your comments or questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. You can email them in at onair@fatdag.com. I'll be glad to take your email, and I'll work it in wherever I can. And as you know, said this time and time and time again, if you email in, what that does, it tells me that you're doing everything you can to make you the priority and to get this done. We share that. Other people can relate to that. Other people completely change their lives because you're proud of what you're doing. They in tune see that, and they want to be proud of what it is they are doing as well. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Thank you for listening to the Wise Advice Podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit fatdag.com, click on Become a Patron today.